Let's get into it. NFL Week 15 of the NFL season has kicked off into what has happened. Big time stories to talk about. Unfortunately, we're going to talk about the ACL injuries that ended Michael Parsons' career, in Michael Parsons' seasons, as well as Patrick Mahomes' season. Unfortunately, the Kansas City Chiefs dynasty that has been going since 2015, 10-year winning streak has come to 10 years and going to the with the loss to the Chargers. And during that game, Patrick Mahomes suffers a season-ending ACL injury uh, late in the fourth quarter, which ends his season and ends the Kansas City playoff streak of going to the playoffs again for the 10th straight year. They was also out of it for winning the divisional title. It looked to me like it was behind the end of Travis Kelce's career because uh, this whole year, Kansas City, you watch it from a fan's perspective, they did not look the same as they have in previous years. Normally they bounced back, and it wasn't because of quarterback play. I think that they didn't really have a run game throughout the year as much as they try to establish with those men, and they're trying to establish a run game. I did believe Patrick Mahomes was the leading runner for their team. I know Pacheco had been injured, and they had tried to go about the Kareem Hunt, but the receiving core was getting there, but it was not 100% there. The defense was the biggest question mark for the year because although they had Chris Jones and Karlofskis and Trent McDuffie, it seems like offenses were more able to drive down the field and had more confidence. And this is my prayers to Mahomes that he rehabs and gets better. Unfortunately, the same thing in 2008 to Tom Brady. He had tore his ACL actually on the same field. He was playing Kansas City, and Jared Allen, he had hit him low, which at the time was a legal hit. Back then, before Tom Brady tore his ACL, you could hit the quarterback's below the legs, and they would not have counted it as a penalty. But after that, they changed the rules on that. But unfortunately, it is what it is. With the Green Bay Packers, they was playing the Denver Broncos in a highly contested game. And again, back into that game, Michael Parsons late in the fourth quarter as well was going to try to sack Bo Nix. He was coming off the edge of the tackle, and as he tried to turn real quick, his leg just stopped. He fell. He knew something was wrong, and I know he tore his ACL. It was a devastating injury to be sure. The Chicago Bears beat the Cleveland Browns 31-3. It was just a combination of them really going for it. Myles Garrett's actually 1.5 sacks away from the NFL record, which is 22.5, shared by T.J. Watt and Michael Strahan. And honestly, it's been a great year for him. He should be in the Defensive Player of the Year despite being having a team with a losing record, hands down. We're going to keep going on and taking care of business as the latest night. New England Patriots lose to the Buffalo Bills after having a 21-point lead. Josh Allen ended up come roaring back. James Cook had 3 touchdowns. The defense stepped up. It was if the Patriots was to win the game, they would have basically clinched a playoff spot, and I believe essentially would have clinched it in the AFC East Divisional title. But Josh Allen went on the wake another week. Then we're going to switch over to the Saints. The Saints was playing Carolina Panthers, and in a divisional game, anything can happen. The Saints got victorious and beat Carolina. Carolina was ahead of the division. They had the same record as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and now both those teams are basically fighting for the divisional title and the playoff spots. Essentially, the division, because whoever wins the division automatically gets a playoff spot. Then we were going to go into which I think was between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Miami Dolphins. Now, during this week, star edge rusher, future Hall of Famer, in my opinion, T.J. Watt was out due to a partial collapsed lung. The team facility did like a dry needle to his lung. Normally, the kind of procedure they do to all NFL teams. You're familiar with this. Back in 2016, Tyrod Taylor went through the same thing with the Chargers, and they had to do surgery to fix it. He did recover. He was out. He's going to be out for this upcoming week. The Steelers defense came away with some turnovers. Touchdown. Gainwell had the game of his life. I mean, Gainwell had 2 touchdowns, and Marquez Valdez-Scantling had a touchdown. Hayward had a touchdown, and Jonnu Smith had a touchdown. Aaron Rodgers looked incredible. The biggest difference in this game, after this game, was the fact that the Dolphins have benched Tua Tagovailoa as their quarterback for the rest of the year. They got eliminated for playoff contention with the loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So Quinn Ewers is going to be the starting quarterback for them now for the rest of the season. As far as Tua, I know they had a chance to get in the playoffs, but it's not just him. It's just it is hard. Very few warm weather teams can play well in the cold. If I was to tell you any team that does play well in the cold weather, that's from the warm team would be Jacksonville Jaguars. So you look at their history; they do a wonderful job playing in the cold. And speaking of which, the Jacksonville Jaguars went off with Trevor Lawrence and them. He leading the way, going forward and winning the way that they did. Oh, the big story of today was that Phillip Rivers, who was actually a semifinalist for the Pro Football Hall of Fame, came out of retirement, got signed to the Colts after Daniel Jones tore his ACL. Played his first game in 5 years, so that means the clock resets for him, so he has to wait another 5 years to be eligible again for the Hall of Fame. But I'm happy to say, for him to come back for 5 years and taking a rep, he mentally still can do it. The Seahawks won the game in a close thriller, 18-16, and that was a big headline. And obviously, some particulars happened afterwards because you had one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time, Cam Newton, talk about he felt like he should have had an opportunity to play. And they asked him, "Well, did you make yourself available?" Well, to be fair, Phillip Rivers didn't make himself available. He was playing because he was retired. Cam Newton never officially retired, but you also got to know that Phillip Rivers, in his defense, did play in the Colts system no matter how long ago it was. He played in the system for relatively within 4 or 5 years, so they probably felt comfortable going to a familiar face. Although, I do see what Newton saying that, he should have been given an opportunity to spot. But unfortunately, when you are in sports media, talking about these wonderful athletes and stuff like that, and, I give credit to them all saying their opinion that people try to use that and say, "Oh, that's the reason we shouldn't have them because they're talking down us." Even if you're being critical and critiquing them, to help them be better players, but there's always a message to say about it. But I understand. I did also want to say thank you guys for the wonderful feedback and whatnot about trying to keep you guys engaged and everything else. I appreciate the time you guys spent watching the videos, even for 1 second. We are so close to reaching our milestone of 25,000 actually. Just trying to get more engaged with you guys, and I want to appreciate each and every one of you. You guys have made this really possible. Thank you guys so much for all that stuff. The message I want to get to each and everybody out there is keep striving for your dreams, your goals, your ambitions. Keep going for it. That is the key. Every day, try to do something. Try to remember what you have. Remember how you can impact somebody's life, because you never know. Don't look at what you don't have. Look what you do have. Don't listen to the negativity. Embrace the positivity. Thank you all again. I can't wait to see you guys in the next video.